BGMI have 7, they have 12.
Yes.
They're stacked on eliminations, which obviously it's not bad, whatever, right? If you can frag out here, you're proving you can easily beat these teams when it comes to this close quarter combats or whatever kind of combat you're throwing off. But what I worry about for them is the consistency of placement points. I think might come back to hurt them, if I'm perfectly honest.
It could happen. I think we could agree on that, Jukes. It could definitely be an issue, but as of right now, I say that this playstyle is working great, and I think they can remain in top 3 thanks to it.
Yeah, it's working out perfectly for them right now, but that's the thing is, like I mentioned it yesterday, is we constantly see them that kind of have that all or nothing play style. Like we see them pop off with crazy eliminations and get a good solid game, or it's nothing, right? And I think if they could just kind of up that consistency a little bit more, I mean, we'll definitely see them, I think, up in that top 2.
I'm not sure about their all or nothing point there, because they got their worst game so far have been a 9th place with 1 elimination and a 15th place with 0 elims. Outside of that is like 3 elims, 10 elims, 6 elims, 4 elims, 10, 4, 9. So like they are still racking points on their bad games, and we mentioned it many times. Your bad games are very important to see if you can stay relevant in a group. As of right now, that is the case for I8. So right now, as you said, Jason, if they can get more placement points, that would be a big positive, but the elims alone currently are enough. But you always want to try and get a bit more in these games, right?
I mean, I feel like if they can work on their placement points, this could be, which surprises me to say, a CCT, a championship caliber team, as we're going to dive into Sandhawk, our first map of the day. We're going to find out at the end of the day what teams will potentially be out of the running and what teams will still be gunning for that top 3 position. Let's throw it back to our casters here for the first time. John Allen and Blank, take it away.
Every team here with something to prove today here in Group Red, and we'll see who is going to step up to the mark and who's going to be left by the wayside. Plain path cuts through the middle. Nothing really special here on Sandhawk to kick things off. Let's see if we get hot drops or if teams are going to be able to finally extricate themselves from one another.
Yeah, I think honestly for a lot of our games, it has been teams being fairly okay, fairly safe here on Sandhawk. There has been maybe 1 or 2 elims coming through early. I actually think that our Miramars have been a lot hotter than our Sandhawk so far, which is a weird sentence to throw out here in day 3 of Group Red. But yeah, very, very exciting stuff that we're getting to watch here, because we do have a lot of teams who are streaking out towards that top side. Yesterday, unfortunately, on Miramar, it was awkward. It was awkward, John.
Virtus Pro, what is this drop? They're normally all the way over in Painan, but they've gone down to Camp Charlie. DJB have to adapt to this, Blank.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what they get up to. I don't think this is too out of the ordinary for Virtus Pro to try and take a split like this. You're right that they usually play in Painan, but they've not been finding a lot of success. And to be fair, for Virtus Pro, they got to make some special moves. They got to make some special plays going forward, because they are far behind the rest of PMSL EMEA inside of this lobby. But we know Virtus Pro is that team that is great on those last 2 days. Well, that's where they turn up the heat. But we have some really consistent teams at the top, so it's going to be tough for Virtus Pro to catch up to them. But if you can get a good start here over on Sandhawk, that might be the game that you need. But you can see they're currently in 14th place with 53 points. Probably one of the final teams that I would say that has that chance today to get themselves into a secure position for survival stage. Maybe not in the top 3, but if you look at IHC Inferior, 33 points to 28, today's got to be really good for both these teams, just to even have a shot at staying in the conversation.
We saw the circle pop. It's going up northwest, Blank, and of course we remember what Alter Ego were able to do atop the mountain last time around, so controlling over the surrounding terrain. We're going to be seeing if Enigma Galaxy can get back up to their compound in the foothills of that, and will we see a return to that northwest compound conflict that we saw? I think it was Team Queso taking a fight. I can't remember who the other team was in that instance, but it didn't go well for Team Queso, I believe, in that spot. A lot of early rotates came through last time. Let's see if the same happens here.
Yeah, for Tongjiabao, they actually got themselves that chicken dinner yesterday on Sandhawk. And for Alter Ego, although I enjoyed like some of that control they showed on the high ground, it definitely felt like sand slipping through the fingers in those final like 5 minutes for Alter Ego, where they couldn't control several teams at once, and they didn't really have that idea of what side to pick on. So Tongjiabao, I think they're going to go for something similar again on a instantaneous rotate up towards that northwest side. This is such an early rotate as well. I think a lot of teams might not be expecting this, so Navi's got to be prepared when this rotate comes through. They're currently heading over towards that southwest side of the island from Ruins, so a quick one for Navi, as they did fall out from that top 3, but it has been a fierce battle between them and ASI 8. 83 points to 84. 5 for ASI8 currently to Na'Vi. I think both these teams are pretty equally skilled at the moment.
Definitely going toe-to-toe on the tables as it stands. TJB, I mean, this is a bit interesting factor, though. For TJB, they really weren't able to loot early because of that adjustment they had to make around Virtus Pro's stretch out towards Camp Charlie down on the south side. They didn't even really start